Oh,
Yeah.
um, I've been a bit annoyed lately because like people keep telling me that that I've got like a clone or something, and I don't understand what they mean. I mean, I think that I
Hey, welcome to Star Trek Lexington. This is episode 15, Emergency at Temujin III. I also understand that we are live over on FTFE. So hello to FTFEs, guys. Feel free to come over here and subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. We still have this episode and I think 3 more left before Star Trek Lexington comes to an end. But don't worry, because then we're going to start Star Trek Endurance, which is going to have like 48 episodes or something, I think. So
this was just like a little prequel practice, is what you're saying.
yeah, this is the second prequel practice because there's also Star Trek Prelude, which is also available on this channel, which was a one shot, which had a lot of the same people in it. Thierry, I think you were there. I know Chesh was. Jordan was there. No, you weren't there. Zerlon, were you there for that? Yeah, you were, right?
I was not for that
No?
one.
All right. Well, Maddie was. So if you know who Maddie from Science Side Up is, and if you don't, you should because she's cool. She'll be in the next game along with all these lovely people. We are doing a bit of a cold open, but I do want to get everyone's intros done real quick. So quick intros, everybody, and we're going to start over with Chesh.
Hi, I'm Chesh. You can find me at my own channel, Chesh, or you can find me going on Debate Hub, which is DEB, the number 8 hub. And I just had Jordan and FTFE over there talking about nuke stuff and energy, and it was really, really interesting and a really, really good discussion, so you could definitely go and check that out. I'm playing Dr. Tregan, everybody's favorite gooner.
There you go. And also, if you look at the thumbnail for that discussion, you get to see Craig's teeth in every single detail. They're very prominent on there. All right, let's go with Thierry.
Hello, I'm Thierry. I'm playing Bir Chanos, the Andorian executive officer, who is weirdly racist sometimes, and yeah, that's mostly it.
Yep. Okay. All right, Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I run the YouTube channel FTFE, which there's a few hundred people watching on right now. I play the half-human, half-Tellarite, part cyborg chief engineer of the Lexington, Terran Shelby. He got promoted during this campaign to full commander, even though he's blown up 2 solar systems.
All right. Jordan, this way.
Here, I run the channel Reason to Doubt, where we talk about skepticism, and in the near future, we're going to be talking about how trans people are real and hating them is bad. And I play Captain Hawk, the commander of the U.S.S. Lexington.
All right. I'm Dapper Dinosaur. I am, as it says on the screen, the game on for this game. Which will make a little bit more sense when we do like a one-shot of Alien, except that I won't be the game mom for that. I think Zerolon will be, so like, don't worry about it. So yeah,
Anybody can be the game mom.
That's true. But yeah, I am the game master for this. I am not playing a particular character. I play all the characters who aren't them, or the supporting characters who they might play. I run this channel that this is coming on in addition to Craig's channel, which is Top Hats Off. I'm sure Craig or his mods can send links into the chat if you want to come over here. Do note that if you want me to read a super chat, you will have to super chat over on Top Hats Off. If you want Craig to do it, then you'll have to send it over to him. So, but of course, we are both legally obligated to read what you tell us to in the super chats.
And if you want me to read it, just put it in the super chat that you want me to read it.
Yeah, I'll direct Chez to read it. But I do not currently have Craig's chat open because I'm only putting up with one chat for today.
I have both of them open, so I'll keep an eye out.
Chez is better than I am.
I'm the producer.
Well, not this time, but you will be next time. So, in case anyone is curious, yes, Chez will be producing the next game. But that's enough about me. Let's go on to Necro.
I'm Necro, also known as Zar some places, and I'm playing Ali Combe.
Who is the what?
Security officer.
And Zerolon. Right there.
Hey guys, I'm Zerolon. I am playing Lieutenant Hank Lanford, the Chief Science Officer, Tricorder Man. And yeah, for Alien, I would be the game mother. It's a really good, important role. My last campaign, I sent them to the planet from the Alien Fireteam Elite game, and they picked up Cynthia and had that as their mother unit. Nothing bad happened, I promise.
I remember Cynthia. That's a fun game. I said it still is a fun game. Anyway.
It still is a fun game.
All right, so now that we have all of our interests out of the way, I do want to say thank you to Sean07AU, which also might just be gold, for joining the channel at the Lieutenant Junior grade level. So thank you very much. You guys, the super chats and memberships on this channel do primarily go to offsetting the cost of producing and running TTRPGs online because it can be expensive. There's, big old books to get and whatnot. So, and also uniforms to wear because I like to dress up for these if I'm going to be on camera. All right, so that is what that goes for. It's not going towards like my Hooker and Blow budget. That's for my other channel. That's where I pay for that stuff.
Yeah, no, that I talk about the Hooker and Blow. The 500 I lent you last month. Are you giving that back or?
I thought that was a gift. It said 4 hookers and blow, and so I just blew it on that, and that's it. It's gone.
I mean, yeah, next time can you not put that as the reference on the bank, please? Just saying.
I mean, okay, but I'm going to start having to pay you back in Zimbabwe dollars for the same denomination of numbers of pounds that you give me. So,
wait, you guys are
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, so,
I'm not getting paid either. Also, we can return our dead hookers? That's
Must
new.
be this tall.
Wait, your hookers are dead?
Yeah, that's not great. I also want to thank Borg Emporia and Cal for joining, both at Ensign. So welcome to that. All right, so we are going to start this with a bit of a cold open. Normally we just start in with the opening credits, but today we have a cold open for you because one of our supporting characters, Willem Tok, the Vulcan Helmsman Ensign, is going to be promoted to Lieutenant Junior grade after his outstanding performance on the last mission. So, without further ado, Captain Hawk, as the officiant of the promotion ceremony, would you like to start us off?
Sure. So we hold these ceremonies in the cargo bay so we can get a good portion of the crew there. So everyone's in formation, and I call up Ensign... Sorry? Looks like you're going to say something.
Oh.
Ensign Willem Tok to the front. And I will reach out my hand to my executive officer to hand me his new rank.
which is a single black pip.
Yeah, it's probably in some kind of velvet box or something.
Attention to orders. Starfleet Command has placed special trust and confidence in the valor, fidelity, and professional excellence of Willem Talk. In view of these qualities and his dedicated service to the highest ideals of Starfleet, he is therefore promoted from ensign to lieutenant, junior grade, effective immediately. And I pinned the thing on his thing.
Everyone clap.
Yeah.
And then it's off to the bowling alley for the party, right?
Actually, so the person who does that promotion has some say in the activity. So we will be going to a room for a group meditation led by our new lieutenant.
Is it the Arboretum?
Sure.
Okay, I do.
Look,
Yeah, Captain. Sorry, there's an emergency in engineering, and I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Anyway, so nice. Go on the promotion talk. I'm just gonna.
Actually, Commander, you have subordinates for a reason, so I'll see you in the Arboretum.
Yes, sir.
All right.
There's a super chat from Jason for 5 that says Craig will add 3 minutes to his timer for each membership. At least I thought I heard that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Did memberships here count?
Hats off.
Craig,
I'm already not sleeping for a day.
All right, so we're going to play the opening credits, and then we will get into the rest of the episode. Congratulations to Willem Talk, who is not owned by anyone here, but is more of a collective character that anyone can jump into.
He's our little guy.
Yeah, he's great. And he really did do exceptionally well last episode, so...
yes.
Saved our butts.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, we are back.
Hello.
Sorry, Craig, what was that?
Hi.
What has your chat pointed out?
The nuclear reactors require a container.
That's true. That is, that from
Not
my
Russian
understanding,
ones.
yeah. Well, okay, they're...
Something.
Yeah.
The law of thermodynamics.
Oklo
Yeah.
didn't have a container per se.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on exactly what you mean by a container. It was contained by gravity. Take that, Jordan.
Gravity.
But gravity is not real.
Speaking of Jordan, now that we are in the actual beginning of the episode, I think it might be time for our captain's log.
All right, it's another long one, so let's get ready. Captain's
That's what
log,
she said.
stardate 7120.1. We are en route to the Temujin system at high warp. We were originally ordered by Admiral Stoker in a strangely worded message to investigate the third planet for Tilikaal ruins. That is all we seem to do lately. The Admiral may be developing a bit of an obsession. Regardless, while we were en route, we received a distress call from the U.S.S. Boca Raton, an Archer-class scout ship with a primarily human crew. They claimed that they were attacked by Kzinti slavers, and they launched their escape pods in the vicinity of Temujin III. Our mission, as important to the Admiral as it may be, is less important than a rescue, which takes priority. Temujin III is a Class L planet with an atmosphere of mostly nitrogen and only 15% oxygen, produced mostly by a microbe called sand plankton. The planet has almost no standing bodies of water and frequent sandstorms. If the crew has made it to the surface, they're probably still alive, but in need of serious aid.
All right, so
Edit out the flub.
yeah,
I have two questions. The first one is, does sand plankton turn into sand trout, and do sand trout turn into sand worms?
that is a
And
question.
the second one is,
Oh, sorry.
if we meet a Kzinti starship, can we destroy them with our propulsion system just for old time's sake?
The answer to the first one is you'll have to wait and find out, and the answer to the second one is probably not, but you can try. You can always eject the warp core and blow it up.
Yeah, but we
true
only got
tactic.
one of those, so...
True. Hey, you know what?
No one's ejecting my warp core.
Hey, here's a fun thing. In the next game, your ship will have two. So
There we go. One for ejecting and
For
one for holding.
emergencies.
yeah, it actually is.
That is still one of my favorite quotes of Star Trek Insurrection, where Geordi says, "Hey, Captain, nothing stops them from doing that again, but we ran out of warp cores."
All right. So now I believe that Commander Shelby and Dr. Tregan wanted a quick scene in sickbay. So before we do anything else, we will go to sickbay for their scene.
Shelly,
Yeah, it's not
You
my
ready
type
for
of my.
your- are you ready for your tune-up?
Yeah, but we've had one recently. Why are you getting me back?
Well, it's actually been a little bit longer than I think you might think, but I think we might need to check on a couple of extra things.
Huh. Okay, just do what you need, Doc. I'm needed back in engineering, so is this gonna be long?
We need to have a bit of a discussion first, and then you might need to make a couple of very serious medical conditions or decisions. I may have been able to develop a retrovirus, and it might be able to stabilize your DNA combination.
But I was told that my human Tellarite DNA could never be stabilized. That's why I've got my cybernetics.
Yeah, and that's why I'm a professional at xenobiology and intersectional breeding.
So, you're saying I can get rid of my cybernetics?
Potentially, if it works.
What? Is this going to be like a major surgery, or?
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of cybernetics, so probably, but you know.
Can I think about it?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, absolutely. Take your time. This isn't something that is limited by how old you are, unless you decide, hold on, I live longer than you. How old are you again? Checks chart.
Oh, wow, you should be dead.
Oh my god, you're so old.
Oh my god.
So, okay. Well, just do what you take. Do whatever test you need, and okay.
All right.
Wow.
You think about it. I'll work on this a little bit more. It could come with potential hiccups. You have a lot of cybernetics in parts of your body, and you might end up with hiccups within those parts of your body.
I trust you, Doc. You've been with me most of my life. You've never let me. If you say that you can do this, then I put all my faith in you.
All right. Well, we'll need to get permission from the captain specifically because it may put you out of service for a couple of weeks. So, depending on when we're actually like moving around, because we really don't want our head engineer going out of commission while we're in the middle of something. So, If you are up for this, if you want to sign on this paper here, and then I will submit this to the captain and have a conversation with him. You can back out at any time.
Okay. Wow. I'm gonna go now.
Have a good day. Take a sucker on your way out. Pulls sucker out of pocket.
All right. So now that we're starting in with the scenes I was planning, I want to let everyone know that currently the directives are to 1, rescue any survivors of the Boca Raton. 2, investigate any Kzinti action in the Temujin system. And there may or may not be an additional directive, but also the prime directive is in effect. However, sorry, as far as you know, this system is not inhabited permanently by any species who are pre-warp, or any other for that matter, and the Kzinti are also not pre-warp, so it's unlikely for the prime directive to apply. So, over on the bridge, the Lexington comes out of warp into the Temujin system, and there is in fact a bunch of debris around Temujin III that is immediately picked up on sensors.
Oh, we have debris on sensors? I'm scanning that.
Because of hostile action, I'm going to bring the ship to yellow alert. Or in fact, we would have been yellow alert coming out of warp.
Yes, that makes sense. All right. So I will assume that y'all are at yellow alert, which doesn't really have much in the way of mechanical change. But
Did you just say y'all?
yes, sometimes I say y'all.
Yeah.
Because I lived in South Carolina for a while.
I almost never say y'all, but I type y'all, which is very silly, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
Because it's an excellent
It's a
word
very
that just
useful
rolls
word.
right off the lips.
Yeah.
Why are you
That's like
enabling me?
The important thing is
family-
that y'all is singular. If you want to use it in the plural, it's all y'all.
no, you
Oh,
have that wrong. Y'all is in fact second person plural. All y'all is second person plural that is usually more expansive. Is a larger number of people.
Yeah, but we don't have to listen to you. You're not a linguist.
True.
Okay, but there are linguists who agree with me on this one. Like pretty much all of them.
How would you
Yield to
know?
authority.
All right. So anyway, I'm going to want a difficulty 1 science and reason check assisted by the ship's sensors and science.
Eiffel Ducey ship?
All right, that's 2 successes for Hank.
Right.
So we're already at 1 momentum.
Wait, what's going on?
Are you having trouble with the ship character sheet?
It's just not appearing. What's going on? Why
Sensors
is it
and
not
science, you said?
It should be. Yeah. I'll double check to make sure
I got
that you
the ship
still have
there.
access to it.
1 success from the ship.
1 success from the ship, so that's 2 momentum. All right. So the first thing to
Right,
note
there it
is that this debris field contains the majority of the mass of the U.S.S. Boca Raton. And so you do in fact realize that is where most of that has gone. Craig, you should have access to the ship character sheet. I do have it listed as all players in their
Yeah.
journal. Okay.
I think it was just my Chrome struggling for some reason.
Okay.
It's come up now.
Okay. But also, there is a strange amount of various igneous rock
Okay.
that
In
is
the debris field?
in the
to be
debris
clear?
field.
Okay.
Can
Interesting.
I spend momentum and get some more information on that bizarre igneous rock that shouldn't be there?
Absolutely. It is rhyolite of a composition that is similar to the rhyolite that you found a few missions ago when you were transported outside the galaxy. Looks like the Admiral may have been onto something and thinking that this planet might have Tilikaal ruins on it.
Oh, broken
Captain,
clocks.
we've got rhyolite here that is really familiar. We might have some Tilikaal contact here mixed in with this debris.
What do you know? If the Admiral says everything's Tilikaal, eventually she's right.
She's
All right.
actually been right a lot, if you remember.
Yeah,
Well,
it has
yeah,
all
but I'm
been
assuming
good,
there's
let's
like
be fair.
a bunch of missions that aren't on the
Okay.
show.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like I'm assuming there's like 15 false flags for each one that actually happens.
So yeah, it looks like something was weird is going on that wasn't just a space battle.
Okay. Well, before we, and I'm more concerned with the safety of the crew, both this one and the Boca Raton. So can we scan our surroundings, make sure there's no hostiles before we begin this?
Sure. This is going to be a difficulty 2 check. It's going to be the same science and reason, but it will. You can opt instead to use the ship's engineering if that's better. I don't remember. So it's
ships.
Or con, actually. You can choose science, con, or engineering. I don't care.
Sensors and science is the best, yeah.
So that is 1 complication and 1 success. So that is 2 successes, which is what you need. Okay, so... in fact, there are some sensor blips which do indicate power from some kind of craft in the system. You are not able to get a good lock on it to tell if it's definitely Kzinti. However, you are in areas where they are known to hang out and do, various nefarious things, like having slaves, or breeding out the sapiens of their females so that they become just dumb animals, which is also a thing they did.
Lovely.
Yeah, they're not the greatest of people.
They're going full Skaven there.
So, how far away are these? Like, are we talking danger close? We'd have warning if they were to come.
So they're several AU away.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll tell Lieutenant Lanford to keep an eye on that, and we can, presuming that there's no life signs in this debris field, we can continue to the planet so we can engage in this rescue mission.
I'm going to use the complication now to introduce the trait jamming signal, which will restrict you from using the transporters while in the vicinity of Temujin III.
Is this jamming signal something that's being generated elsewhere?
That's a great question.
Probably
Sounds like
something that we
something
have
we
to
need-
find out and shut
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, could we scan for the source of the jamming signal?
I'll let this be a difficulty 0 reason and engineering check, assisted by the ship's sensors and engineering.
Hank, do your
I got-
thing.
Reason and engineering.
All right, so that is 2 successes on a difficulty 0, so you guys gain 2 points of momentum. So it is in fact localized to somewhere on Temujin III, and also your scan has picked up life signs on the planet that seem like they are mostly human, which means you probably know where the survivors are.
Outstanding.
Also, Lieutenant Matt the Navigator, which I'm sorry, I should have read this earlier, for 199 said, Shax intensifies when we were talking about ejecting the warp core. Because, of course, he always wants to either eject the warp core or target the opponent's warp core.
So to be clear, if we located the source of the jamming signal.
You know it's local to Temujin 3, but you've not located where on the surface it is. However, you have also located the life signs.
Right. Are we able to refine our scans anyway to try and pinpoint the location?
I mean,
of the jamming signal?
you could use some of that momentum you generated to obtain information to ask where the life signs are, or where the
That wouldn't be a bad thing to do.
the signal. Yeah. All right. So the signal is coming from a part of the planet that is roughly opposite to where the life signs are. It's not directly antipodal or anything. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. The world is flat, so it's like on the other side of the disk. I forgot.
Got him.
Craig, if you phaser me, then who's going to run your next Star Trek game?
Very good point. That was a stunner. It was a warning.
Okay.
I'm gonna non-lethally fireball.
All right.
It was a brief stunner. Wrong franchise.
Can we get the or the communications to try to hail the Starfleet personnel on the surface? See if we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's not even going to be a task. You come in, a guy comes on the comms and says, "Hello, this is Lieutenant Commander," and now I don't double check. Kyle.
Good enough.
Lieutenant Commander Kyle, this is Captain Hawk of the U.S.S. Lexington.
Oh, thank goodness. You must have received our distress signal.
We did. Evidently not in time to save the ship, but hopefully in time to save her crew.
Well, a lot of us made it down to the planet. The Kzinti didn't pursue us down here. I'm not really sure why. Captain, if you could hurry up, there are apparently some kind of venomous, stinging, exoskeleton-covered things that have been periodically trying to attack my crew, and we've been fending them off with what phasers we have and throwing rocks. It's not great.
Understood. Our transporters are currently being jammed, but we'll engage in a rescue mission immediately. And I'll signal to the commander to begin organizing that while I'm talking to Kyle. So while that's being organized, the slavers, they attacked you without provocation. How did that happen?
We were in the system just to do some basic survey scans, and they popped out from behind a moon of one of the gas giants while we were scanning it, and there were 3 of them. We didn't really have the firepower, and so we just fled in the direction of the only habitable planet in case we need to evacuate, and it turns out we did. About 2/3 of us made it down in escape pods, and I suspect the remaining third have been captured or killed.
No hails of any sort. They just immediately attacked.
Well, they did offer to surrender, and then we could all just be taken as slaves. I declined.
I believe that was the correct
The captain
move.
declined, but he's not here, so...
Is the captain deceased or possibly captured? Do you know?
As far as I know, could be captured, could be deceased. I don't know. I'm not even sure he made it to an escape pod.
All right, Commander. I'm going to put you through to our doctor so you can describe the wounds and needs of your people so we can ensure we have sufficient medical personnel.
All right, do you have an ETA on when you might be able to get us out of here?
Commander?
Which commander are you talking to?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was turning to
Yes.
my Commander XO.
Ah, okay.
Yes, sir.
I think he's asking you for an ETA for when you might be able to get them out of there.
If we take 2 shuttles down for redundancy and fly in continuous shifts, depends on how close we can get the ship. I would say a couple of hours.
We have 3 shuttles, is that correct?
Yes, we have 3 shuttles, so I would like to keep one in reserve for emergencies.
I concur, particularly with slavers in the area. We'll want to make sure the Lexington stays very close, and I'm going to put the ship at red alert so we can react immediately should the slavers attack. My concern here is that while these shuttles are going back and forth on the surface, they're going to get attacked by slavers.
Captain, if I may make a suggestion, I think if we could, while we're on the surface, try and locate the jamming signal and get rid of it. It could make the rescue mission a lot quicker if we're able to use the transporters.
Well, it's on the opposite side of the planet, so we'd have to either leave the shuttles unprotected with no overhead cover in order to go to do it, or send a shuttle with no escort to accomplish that.
Unless we could jam it from... Can we jam their jammer? Will some man dare give them the raspberry?
No one would
would it be
dare give
possible
me the
to-
raspberry.
We'll just hook
If,
shot a photon torpedo to the other side and just nuke that side of the planet. There's nothing living there. We're fine.
There's the sand plankton.
If I could figure out the frequency of the jamming signal and create a destructive interference signal, I could possibly remove the jamming signal.
Okay, well that is certainly worth trying. So Commander, you work on that. Commander Chanos, I want you to personally oversee this evacuation. Bring medical and security with you so we can take up the perimeter security while you're doing that.
Okay, am I able to try and adjust the deflector dish to make a counter signal?
You're certainly allowed to try. In terms of game mechanics, I don't know if the captain will let you.
Yes, of course you can definitely try.
Okay.
Okay, I want to try that then.
All right, so first we're going to go to red alert because it was said that we were going to, and I want to play the red alert sound because I have it.
Okay.
Here we
I
go.
don't get it.
You got to
Send out
unmute the
engineers
tab.
to change all the light bulbs.
Yeah, I've unmuted it.
All right, I'll play it again just for you, Craig.
There we go.
pressing the
Everyone
button.
with it.
There we go. All right. I thought about having it loop while the ship's on red alert, and I realized, no, that's going to be a nightmare. I would hate it personally, and everyone else will too.
There is a reason why they turn it off pretty
Mhm.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just leave the red lights on. Everybody will know.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I actually have a red alert set for the next game, where like all the color and all like the little like set elements actually turns red or white, and it has a little red alert sign that flashes and everything. It's gonna
All
be
the
cool.
water in cetacean ops turns red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some red food dye is
Instant
just squirted
cranberry
in there.
juice.
All right, so what is the first thing you guys want to resolve? Is it shuttles going down? Is it Commander Shelby's work on that? Is it, do you want to do a scene where someone describes stuff to Dr. Tregan as to far as the weird creatures? What do we want?
Shelby's work,
Okay.
because if we can do transporters, then we may not need to expose the shuttles at all.
We also should ensure that the shuttles are equipped with emergency medical gear. But I think that mostly goes without saying, but I like to point it out just in case.
That's fair. All right, so we're going to
Yeah, I would also assume that the shuttles on a Starfleet vessel have medical gear and survival gear.
It
just
would have
packed,
general stuff, but if we
yeah.
know we're going into the situation we're going into, I think providing a little bit of extra firepower and a little bit of extra Healy juice, goop, mana potions,
Here,
some
have a
healing
healing potion.
jelly.
Has-
You know what I mean?
A
They'll be fine.
magical blue fanny pack that always has juice and healing supplies.
You know what? Bring down big buckets of Bacta. That'll work.
Wrong
The
universe.
little
but
dinosaur band-aids.
maybe Gwyneth Paltrow took over the healing sector in Starfleet, and we all use goop.
Rob Hoyle wants to point out, sorry, can't hold this in. Frank Herbert's science on Arrakis pertaining to sandworms, thumpers, etc. doesn't really take into account how quickly energy dissipates through sand. Look, there's a lot of science that
But what about
I'm not...
tremors?
Well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
science that isn't going to be taken into account in this episode because it's Star Trek. And Star Trek is very much on the softer end of sci-fi. So, like, how many different kinds of just absolutely made-up radiation have there been in Star Trek that correspond to absolutely
More than
nothing?
I have fingers.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do a quick aside, I need everybody to understand that it's a shame that Vic Mignogna is such a piece of shit, because it would have been really fun for him to come and play with us, and that FTFE is going to go and hang out with Alex Stein, who's like Vic Mignogna's only friend on the internet right now. And like the connection is so close, but he's such an asshole.
Also, isn't Vic the one who
that
owns
is a problem.
the TOS ship, set, like, recreations?
Yeah. He's that guy.
Yeah,
He did Star Trek
did the-
Continues. Yeah.
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 I've been told I'm going for a drink with Alex Stein and Andrew Wilson.
Oh, good luck.
Your face. I wish I was able to be there, because then me and you could go, and it would have been way more entertaining.
You are able to go.
I would just say don't drink any drink that you didn't get yourself or that you left unattended for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. My wife
You
is
should
my
buy
carer
one
and
of
she's
those
coming.
drink
don't worry.
covers that has the straw hole in it and put it on while staring them dead in the eye, unblinking.
Get,
I am going to make sure I've got some kind of spit mask when I meet Witsit, though.
yeah. Also, I think there's like fingernail polish that changes color if your drink has been drugged. You could get some of that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You can do what I do and just drink your drink really fast and then get another one.
Just
Also an
drug
option.
yourself.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm
Just drug
drinking
yourself.
like
it's fine.
30 in the morning on both days. I can't even be doing that.
You
All right,
could
well-
do what a lot of conservative politicians recommend: just lie back and enjoy it.
There you go. All right, so Craig, what is your plan for modifying the deflector dish to try to unjam the signal?
I'm going to analyze the signal and determine the frequency, and then use the deflector dish to broadcast a signal that creates a deconstructive interference pattern.
Ooh, very fancy. Unfortunately, it does not simply have one frequency, but instead is actually composed of thousands of sine waves that all construct to create a very complex waveform.
Well, I analyze the sum of the waveform and create a dissipated pattern that will attach itself to each of the individual waveform patterns, creating an overall deconstructive interference.
So you're going to do some kind of like inverse Fourier transform?
kinda, yeah. But with a deflector dish.
I just wanted to have a chance to say Fourier transform because it's a fun set of words. And it also lets me actually put some real physics in here just to make who was it, Pappy? Who was it? Rob Hoyle. Rob Hoyle. This one's for you.
We could always just reverse the polaron flow across the deflector dish.
Well, we're definitely going to have to reverse the polarity of the deflector dish no matter what, so, like...
Yeah. Whatever polarity you're at, you need the other one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to bypass some security features here, so I'm going to need the captain's authorization.
You have it.
Alright, so this... Okay. Because this is an extremely complex system, this is going to take a while, and I'm going to point out that while that happens... the survivors will be at risk of continued attack if we don't send shuttles. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that we need a difficulty 3 reason and engineering check, which can be assisted by the computers, or the ship's computers and engineering, in order to determine exactly how to start going about with deconstructing the waveform via Fourier transforms.
Well, I'm going to use my electroplasma power systems focus.
No, I don't think that's going to help.
It's the focus that always applies.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, wait, 7x transport.
That's 1 for the ship.
You should burn a bunch of momentum.
Well, we only have 1.
Yeah.
You should give him a ton of threat.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that will become an issue.
Does my talent, I know my ship count, when you attempt a task to determine the source of a technical issue with your ship, add 1 bonus d20?
No, that would be if the ship has something wrong with it.
God damn it. Alright, I'm just going to have to go. Right, so what are we doing? Complication range what?
It's a complication range, well, okay, so you could get a bonus die with your cybernetics in order to up the complication range to 2. Of course, if we roll a complication in that check, in that case, it'll be a problem for you.
No, okay, I'm just going to roll, use, how much momentum we got?
We have
1, so you can get 1 extra die.
Okay, I'm going to get 1 extra die and then give you another 2 momentum so I can get 4 die in total. 4 dice.
Okay.
2.
Hey, that's enough. That's more than enough, actually. Okay, so you figured out how to do that. Alright, so we are going to now go back. Well, we're going to change scenes. We're going to be organizing the shuttles, because this whole thing, I'm ruling that took somewhere around an hour to figure out and get the computer working on it and crunching all those numbers and whatnot.
I was going to clarify that if this isn't like an immediate fix, we're going to be doing evacuations while we're waiting for the transport.
Yeah, I had assumed so. That's why I was cutting back. Okay, so what is the plan? You have 3 shuttles available. You have a main cast. You have crew points that you could assign, like rescue teams or something, like medical teams or rescue teams or something.
Yeah, we should have maybe 1 medical team and 1 security team.
And remember, these shuttles, even standing room only, have trouble getting much more than a dozen people.
Yeah.
Well, we need to establish a perimeter and also treat the wounded, and that can be happening while we're evacuating.
So maybe a security detail and a
2
medical.
Shuttles,
yeah, that's what Croc said.
Yeah, if we're taking 2 shuttles, we can take... If we take 1 team of each and split them, you only end up with a couple of people of each on each shuttles, and they'll land, and the med team will stay on the shuttles going back and forth, whereas the security team stays off, well, allowing them to take more people on.
Well, but if the medical team stays on the shuttles, that's fewer people that can be evacuated.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can effectively set up a triage on the sands.
Yeah, I mean, technically it depends, right? So if the people don't need to be treated who are getting on first, so it depends on how we want to prioritize people. If the first people we're taking up are the people who need severe, hefty medical stuff, then you want to have some medical staff traveling with them, even though you're going to take less.
Yeah.
And then you keep putting more and more on at a time, and more medical staff stay behind to deal with any minor injuries that are on the planet at the time. But it's up to you, Captain.
But
no, the most wounded should definitely take priority.
So ideally, in that case, I would suggest my doctor's recommendation would be to split both teams, have the security team run a perimeter under, right? You want to have them run a perimeter, correct?
Yeah, Croc, you're gonna go with the commander to establish a perimeter.
Okay. That will free up some of the staff. A couple of the staff will stay down and help organize the emergency exit, while 2 or more superior officers that I will pick will stay 1 on each ship or 2 on each ship, and will decide whether or not they need assistance bringing up the most damaged or injured people at the time. I'll stay in medbay to do any surgeries or emergency stuff that needs to happen, because you're going to want me there with the equipment. And then as they're going back and taking, they'll only be able to take a couple of very severely injured people. But once the severely injured people are down, less medical staff have to go back and forth, and then they can add more people on, and off they go. That's what I would recommend.
Also, there might be people that need treatment before they are stable enough to be transported. So some medical personnel staying on the ground is probably a good idea. Yeah.
It might. So there's an argument for Dr. Tregan coming on the ship because she can do surgeries here. There's also an argument for you to go as the most skilled medical person who would be operating with the least equipment. Whereas someone who's less skilled might be able to use the med bay.
My expertise is not in... hold on, let me look at my character sheet.
My expertise isn't in doctoring per se.
It's more a doctor in cheese making, you know.
What?
It's more a speciality in watching other species fuck.
Well,
yeah, these are all humans. I already know how they bone.
I have
Tregan has
interesting to me.
Tregan has first-hand information about how humans bone. Lots of first-hand information there.
Indeed. Well, okay. As captain, I have experts under me for a reason. So, Dr. Tregan, do whatever you think is most effective.
Oh, is Dr. Tregan under you, Captain Hawk?
In terms of chain of command, yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right. I am a professional. We keep professional and private life separate. And
I know what a chain of command is. It's the chain that you whip people with until they understand who's in command.
Right. And any other considerations can be directed to Commander Chanos. He's in charge of this mission.
I think that Tregan is probably best off staying in medbay and working with the equipment. Without the equipment, my expertise doesn't. I have officers that are more adept at emergency on-site medical assistance. So I think they would be better suited for that, whereas I am better suited to do more extreme stuff because these are humans. They're not unique. If they weren't
mostly humans,
then yeah, I'd probably be the best for the job. But they're humans, and they'll be fine. Humans are durable, like weirdly durable.
Since we're going into what we know for sure is a hostile situation, I'd authorize any phase rifles or anything that Croc wanted to bring. Rubber stamp to equipment.
Don't want to get shot.
I'll not bring a rifle for myself, but if my security team is good with guns, which they probably are, then I authorize them to have them.
I'm sorry, them is... I was
the security team.
No, do you want them to have them?
The bigger rifles.
Okay.
The laser rifle.
Big guns.
Phaser rifles on the security team.
Yes.
I just want to make sure, because it is an opportunity, which means it will cost a threat.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that threat meter is looking very threatening.
It's at 15 so far.
Yeah.
Look, you got to spend money to make money, right?
To fuck over both the evacuation team and the Lexington, he needs 24.
True.
All right, how much more you guys want to give me? Just like 5, 6 more, 10?
Hey, you know, it's like playing craps. Every once in a while, you have to put all your chips on one of those red numbers.
You don't, though. That's actually not true.
Why Dr. Tregan is not going on one of these shuttles? Might be because of that threat meter over there.
No.
What if he threatens the ship while we're gone?
All right, so
I feel more comfortable on a ship than a shuttle.
let's focus in. So, who is going to the planet's surface? Raise your hands.
I'm going.
All right, just those two?
I can't. I'm still trying to fix the transporters. I can't.
Okay, so we are going to do another scene where you guys get down to the planet with your med teams and your security teams. And you were met...
And each one of those costs a crew support, correct?
Correct. So that's 2 crew
So
support
that's-
gone. Yep.
Okay.
So, when you land, a man in a gold uniform with commander stripes on the sleeve comes up and says, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. I'm Commander John Kyle, formerly of the Boca Raton, now of, I guess, Temujin III, until you guys get us out of here."
Don't work on that.
Nice to meet you, Commander Kyle. Commander Chanos of the U.S.S. Lexington. Do you have personnel that requires immediate medical assistance or anyone who's too wounded to be transported?
I'm not a doctor. I'm not sure what the assessment is on that, but I see you brought a medical team. Our injured are in a cave that we found, which is, you need points, and it's right there. That's also where we've been trying to set up a perimeter. We haven't seen any much in the way of hostiles coming from inside the cave, so that's why we've been using it as our shelter. Lieutenant Math Navigator says, "How much threat summons Shai Halud?" Well, probably 12. Probably 12 is the answer to that.
Wait, but we have 15.
That is why I said to
He's just got enough threat to make the Dominion
make problems for both of us. He needs 24 because a sudden reversal of the scene is 12.
Yeah, which, man, I guess I could do that. It's really tempting. Because it would even leave me with threat. Now I've been challenged. Alright, but the first thing I want to do is, the sand starts to erupt, and horrible creatures that look like a cross between a scorpion and a slug start writhing towards you. And this is going to require a control and security check. Either Chanos or Croc can be lead, the other can assist, as well as they can get 1 assist on a d20, which needs a 13 or lower to succeed, and that is from your security team. This is going to be difficulty 3.
While you're rolling,
what
out,
exactly
Lieutenant Matt,
is
the Navigator.
that control and security? Is that an attack or?
So this is, I don't actually want to go through an entire combat scenario involving dozens of little guys and like a security team. So we're just going to resolve it with 1 roll. And if you do badly, bad things will happen. And if you do well, good things will happen.
The question is if I could apply my Deadeye Marksman talent to that or not. But
no,
probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, but that still means that my control and security is a 15.
Mine is less.
I rolled for the support guys, the d20, and I got a 1.
Okay, so 1 success? Oh, no, you actually rolled a natural 1 on the 20?
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, that's 2 successes then, okay. So, Commander Chanos, you're going to be primary on this?
Yes, I will lead. Does my team dynamics focus apply to that?
Yes.
Okay, then I will use that.
While you're rolling, there's a super chat from Lieutenant Matt the Navigator from 199 says, how much threat summons Shai Huld?
Dapper already read that. Shai Hulud.
Oh,
and
sorry,
answered it, and the answer is 12.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
I
It's
forgive
from
you.
Dune, you don't have to know.
I thought you were responding to
should.
Fib. That's my bad.
Hey, Captain, apparently that weird time thing's back. We're skipping back in time again.
Shit.
All right, so the
Dapper, I'm going to quickly nip to the loo because I haven't gone in a while, so I'll be really quick. Okay.
All right. So the team successfully manages to get the sand scorpion slugs to leave them alone for now. However,
Those don't look like plankton.
there is in fact an earthquake. Several rocks are let loose from the cave. It hits a few people. They yell out in pain. Someone probably has like a broken, I don't know, scapula or something. You know, because bones. And I am going to spend 12 threat because up on the ship, in addition to there being an earthquake on the ship itself is rocked, and there has been damage to the ship's sensors, which are now count as having been breached because something has gone on with the jamming signal. And then Landon comes in with a $10 super chat saying, "Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone, latitude, terror status, and obnoxious roommates bothering the upstairs neighbors. Sorry, TM Canada." Hi, Dapper Dinosaur. Hello, Landon. How are you? I hope you are doing well on this, what I presume is an evening for you.
He just said hi to me and asked how I'm doing on Tariff Eve.
That should be a national holiday.
Can we make this a new holiday? Canadians deserve another holiday weekend.
Sure,
Well,
why not?
The U.S. isn't going to be recognizing MLK, Holocaust Remembrance Day, and a whole bunch of others, so
Well,
I guess
okay,
we can make a new
but
one.
federal employees still get the days off if they're federal holidays. So you just get a day off for reasons.
For no reason.
Yeah. This is, this day that is coincidentally the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr., you get it off. Not because of him, though. He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Is that like the Family Guy joke where Fox News celebrates MLK Day when he was shot, not when he was born?
Damn
Alright,
it, Shelby, you
Greg,
damaged our
yeah.
ship.
You walked away and the ship exploded.
Yeah.
Just
Is
part
everyone
of it.
dead?
everyone, 100% casualties.
Only the red shirts, it's fine. We don't count
Yeah,
them.
the ship blew up. It blew up the planet and the solar system.
Shelby is a red shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aren't I and Croc both red shirts?
Yep.
You are, in
Well,
fact.
yes,
I am.
I took the rank down red shirts. I wrapped them around the warp core to make a insulated layer, and we're all fine.
Yeah.
We had one
That's
breach
not
of
a procedure.
sensors. That's what happened.
Yeah. So,
Right.
and also there was an earthquake on the planet, but you may or may not know that. So, what actually
Especially
happened
since your sensors are damaged.
is something happened to send a feedback signal into the deflector dish, which also caused an earthquake on the planet, and now you are receiving Tilikaal signals that are similar to the ones that you recorded on Bacchus 4 shortly before, the whole star system went kablooey.
Nothing to do with me. Oh, wait, no, it was.
Commander Shelby might be in the middle of destroying his third star system. I'm sorry, second one on camera.
Okay.
Damn it,
Yeah.
Shelby.
So
Maybe this time he can prevent it.
when we have sparks blowing up in sensors and we're like, engineering, report.
Yeah, Captain, there's some kind of feedback coming into the deflector dish. The signal is very similar to the Tilikaal signal that we picked up. Well, that time with the accident with the explosion that you told me not to talk about.
Accident.
It might be happening again.
Excellent. Shut down the deflector dish. How long do we have until this system blows up?
Okay, attempt to do an emergency shutdown of the deflector dish.
All right, give me a daring and engineering difficulty 1 check. This can be assisted by the ship's. Let's see. We're gonna go structure and engineering on this one.
An emergency shutdown will definitely include my electroplasma power system
Yes.
focus.
Yes, that is fine.
There we
Ship
go.
gave you 2 successes.
Nice.
All right, so
Good job,
that
Ship.
that brings us up to 4 momentum because you guys only needed 1 success and we were already at 1. So good job, everybody. You guys have 4 momentum. Also, Commander Shelby, I spent 12 threat, so I'm down to 3.
I leave the room and you spend 12 threat.
Well,
He
All right.
waited specifically for you.
actually, I was planning to do it before he left, but then he announced that he was leaving, and I was like, well, I guess now I'm just doing it as he's gone.
Fair enough.
Okay,
That's what
so
you get for having a girly little bladder.
Mm-hmm.
we have the signal from that is similar to the one that preceded the planet or the system blowing up last time, the last
Yep.
system.
It was a whole star system, not just one planet.
Right. Okay. I think given the sense of urgency that puts, I think it might be time to release this third shuttle to speed up these evacuations since the transporters are now off the table.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll message down to Commander Chanos, and since he's the one in charge, confirm that he agrees.
Commander Chanos?
Sorry, I didn't get the ending of that sentence.
I was Captain Hawk because you're in charge. He doesn't want to step over what you're doing. I'm going to inform you about the damage to the sensors, how the transporters are not going to be brought in, and how we're getting a similar, knowing that people might be listening to this, we're getting a similar signal to the previous time when there was a rapid loss of structural integrity of the star.
Okay.
I'm authorizing the third shuttle for use if you think it would be useful.
Yeah, I think we should expedite this as quickly as possible. I'll order the teams to cram in the uninjured. We have one shuttle where we put in less people, and those will be the injured ones, so they have enough space. And we'll just cram everyone into the other shuttle as long as the door still closes, and then...
In the Army, we call that nut to butt.
Yeah.
We called it sack to crack when I was in boot camp.
Yeah. Same.
How you lived on a submarine.
Well, yeah. Hey, Dr. Tregan, could you give me an insight and security check, please? And your infiltration specialization will be allowed to... focus will be allowed.
Wonderful. Is this a task roll 1 and a complication range 1?
A task roll should be set to 2.
You always get 2 dice, unless you're assistant.
I'm pretty sure I had it set to 1 from last time because there was like something that brought it way down.
If you support someone, it's 1. If you roll yourself, it starts at 2.
Yeah.
And we have 4 momentum, so...
Yeah, I would like to use 1 momentum at least.
Okay. So here you go. Here's a point of momentum.
So that will put me at 3, right?
Yeah, we're at 3 momentum now, and 3 dice that you're rolling. I don't know which question you were asking, but the answer to both is 3.
Got it.
5 shall it not be?
2-1.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Okay, well,
Don't ask questions why Dr. Tregan is good at security and insight and has something like espionage and infiltration, all right?
I already found that out.
Worry about it.
You need the espionage and infiltration to find out how people bone.
There you go. That is the important. Yeah. Yep. As we learned, Dr. Tregan is in fact everyone's favorite gooner.
Yeah. It's not that she's a secret agent of some sort of shadow government. It's just she's a pervert.
It's definitely not the Orions either.
I want to point out that just the regular old, United Federation of Planet also has intelligence agencies that aren't secret in terms of their existence, but that still have secret agents, right? Like,
so what we're saying is Tregan works for Section 31.
No, that is specifically not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in addition to Section 31, the Federation also just has like Federation intelligence that also has spies that aren't Section 31. And that while they don't tell people who the spies are, the fact that Federation intelligence exists and has spies is in fact public information.
Even though Donald Trump probably doesn't know how it works, that the Secret Service exists, it's not a secret.
It's like the CIA exists, everyone knows it, you don't necessarily know who's a spy for the CIA.
Right, but what you don't know about is the BIA.
Right.
That's, oh shit.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that if you want to know, your character needs to pay enough attention to validate a role.
Alright, so, in addition to getting us all the way up to maximum momentum, well done on that.
You are so welcome.
You've been taking a look at the incoming signals as you've been working, and you realize that there are some similarities to the security codes of various, say, alien cultures that you're familiar with. And embedded in this seems to be some kind of countdown signal, and you're pretty sure something's going to happen in about 2 hours unless something else fixes it first.
I am going to contact the captain immediately, and on a secure channel. Because I'm in the med bay and he's in the.
I'd be on the bridge, but if you told me you needed to secure, then I'd move to my ready room.
This is no time for having fun.
I moved to my office.
Well, everyone
Captain,
knows what's up now.
Wrong with the signal, Captain. There's something there. It looks like there's some encoded nonsense in the signals. We're gonna have to be ready for something in the next 2 or so hours, as far as I was able to decode.
The signals from the Tilikaal signals?
Yes.
2 hours. Excellent. And I don't suppose these hidden signals told you what we were counting down to?
Not exactly, no. But
well, I mean,
that would be too easy.
Worst case scenario, the star explodes. So that's
It wouldn't be
all.
the first time, and I still vote we still blame Shelby for it.
Okay. Hearing that, I'm going to ask for a estimate on how much longer we have on this rescue.
Yeah. However, we should use Shelby as the public scapegoat, but we'll have to report otherwise. No.
Yeah, with 3 shuttles, everyone going as fast as they can and cramming as many people in as we physically can, how long do I think we will need?
You're probably looking at 6 hours or so.
Well, that's effing bad.
Can we please do something against being blown up? I would prefer that, Captain.
All right.
We don't know if
So-
that's what's going to happen. We've run into time dilation stuff. We've run into looping. We've run into alternate dimensions. We've run into things exploding. We've run into like sharks with laser beams on their heads
Okay.
for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
How
but
long-
have we ever run into something that we would classify as being helpful?
How long would it take us to move to the other side of the planet and investigate this signal?
I mean, if you wanted to orbit around, it would probably take you about 45 minutes. But if you just wanted to powered fly over there, you could just go to full impulse and be there in like 10 minutes.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking, and I'm asking for feedback from my senior officers. This rescue mission is not going to be successful in the time we have allotted, not by a long shot. So I think in order to make the play for the actual success rather than accepting a loss, we pause the shuttle ops and investigate the other side to diffuse the threat so we can evacuate more effectively.
From
Yeah,
my
if-
understanding, all of the people who needed emergency medical attention have already been evacuated. It might be
Alright.
worth our time with our last shuttle to send down on our way across will be to send additional firepower.
We'll need that shuttle to get to the ruins on the other side.
But yeah, if the third
Fair
shuttle makes the difference between it takes 8 hours and 6 hours, it doesn't matter if we blow
Doesn't
up
matter,
in 2
yeah.
Yeah. So use the third shuttle to investigate the signal,
Alright.
maybe shut that down, beam everyone home.
All right, this is what we'll do. We will we'll bring the shuttles back. We'll leave 2 shuttles in case you need to evacuate whatever you need to do at the area. 1 shuttle will come to the Lexington so we can investigate the other side. We'll leave the security and medical team in place to continue treating the wounded and pulling security. And we'll pull... since the evacuation is on pause, I think we can pull Chanos and Croc back because they're going to be needed to investigate the more important thing on the other side of the planet.
All right, so
If
who's
you ask me, that sounds sound. So I'll go back.
Okay.
all right? So who is going to investigate the source of the the problems on the
I
surface?
think I should. I
Okay.
might be able to
Yeah,
maybe
Lanford
possibly
will
stop
go.
the solar system exploding.
And
Hopefully.
I'll be there in case there's any on-ground threat that prevents us from stopping whatever it is.
All right, Chanos, are you going?
Yes.
All right. What about Tregan or Hawk?
I'm torn because the captain doesn't typically go on away missions, but this is kind of a...
Plus it's Star Trek.
Captain Kirk would
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah.
Cap-
Am I still dealing with emergency medical situations? Because that's probably
So yeah, there are still some people who are in need of medical attention. They're probably not like the things they need done are relatively routine, provided you have access to a sick bay. But if they don't get done in a timely fashion, that will be bad for them. However, you do still have staff, so
Captain, it might be best for you to go. I'll take charge of things here, and I'll just use the med bay as a bridge for now, and ask the comms officer to route anything through the med bay.
All right, let's go.
Lieutenant Matt, the navigator for 499, points out jammers tend to work less well when reduced to atoms. Just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Lanford, did you
find
say you were
where it
going?
is.
Yeah, we're going for something for jammers. I might needed to scan or do a science.
All right.
We need the scanny boy.
We're sending the 18. Let's go.
All right, so that's everyone but Tregan, right?
Yep.
Apparently.
Chesh, would you like... You do still have 3 crew support. Would you like to activate any of our supporting characters or create a new one?
It might not be a terrible idea to. Oh no, that's actually that's probably not a good idea because we should probably leave him. I was gonna say maybe we could bring our newly promoted individual.
Yes, so he can die.
So he can die. But
Yeah,
also,
I think
would
it'd be a good
perfect.
time to kill off Talk.
I think it might be a good idea to bring Talk.
He was 3 days
let's
away
talk.
from retirement.
No, he wasn't.
We actually have to get like a security guy who's like
How do
he's
we
like
feel
only a
about Bob
lieutenant,
Dave
but that's
going?
because he like went up through the enlisted ranks, and he really is like, I'm a
Yeah.
month away from retirement, and I got this phaser rifle with me. Let's go. This is my last
We
fight.
also have Bob Dave.
We do have Bob Dave, another science guy.
Another science guy.
Oh no, he was only 1 day away from getting into the security bunker
Fitz
that everyone
might
who's
not be a
only
bad
1 day away
idea.
from retirement goes into.
So
I think Fitz going with Shelby might be a really good idea.
okay, well, who do you want to activate?
Extra engineering.
Fitz, Bob Dave, Talk.
Choose
We also
one.
have
Yeah,
Leonardo.
I'll take
Man.
Fitz. I'll take Fitz.
Okay,
I'll take
Fitz.
Yeah, everyone
Go
can
ahead.
come.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited to be able to go on this mission with you, Commander.
I think that was to Shelby.
Okay, just Fitz, make sure that you don't get under my feet today, please. If you could maybe just try and figure stuff out without, being right next to me all the time, staring at me in that very creepy way, I'd appreciate it.
The captain.
Sorry, I'll do my best.
The captain will place his hand on Commander Shelby's shoulder, and he says, "What the commander means to say, Fitz, is we are overjoyed to have you on this mission."
Captain.
Captain, I thought that's what I did say.
Yes, I was being a cultural translator.
Right.
All right, so do note
Okay.
that you have now used 3 crew support, which I think is actually, that might be a record for us. We don't usually use this much crew support.
We might have done it once before. But
I
don't
think
know.
we've hit 2 once before. We've never used all 5. But
Yeah.
I have faith in us. We can do this to them.
Well, I mean, next time you're going to have like 6 or 7 or something, so like,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
throw crew into problems. All right, so the first thing that's going to happen is you guys are going to be flying through this jamming signal, which is actually starting to cause problems with sensors and your ability to fly by wire, which is how you normally do things. So I am going to ask for a difficulty 2 control and con check from someone. I don't care who. It can be assisted by the ship's engines and con, and by ship, I mean the type
The
F shuttle, not the Lexington.
If it were
Control
daring
and
and con, yeah.
Control and con, I have a
Control.
15, and I have a focus for helm operations.
Okay.
Do that then.
You do have 5
Yep.
momentum, so this is difficulty
I
2.
would like to spend one. I don't think the shuttle will help.
You now get 3 dice.
It was difficulty 2.
And it was engines and con?
Correct.
Should I get a 4th die?
Probably.
Yeah. So I'll spend 3 momentum and
And
get
you
a
were
four.
right. The ship didn't help.
Also, point of order, Fitz gets a buff for being invoked this episode.
Oh, that's true.
Nice.
What
He
does she
is-
already have?
For her focuses?
So she can get a
Uh,
focus, depending on what she's gotten before, a buff to attribute or discipline.
So she's already had
Or
an
a
attribute buff, so she can get a value, a talent, a focus, or +1 to a discipline.
So as of right now, she
usually
has
you-
ground defense, subspace comms, and sci-fi fiction. Or like I don't know why, but it says sci-fi fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she
Let's give
writes
her
sci-fi.
Let's give her a focus in concussive
tech?
maintenance.
You could have done jamming technology.
Chesh, what do you think? Concussive maintenance as a focus? Okay, I'll take that nod as a yes. Oh, you already did it. All right.
Yeah, I added it in. I was typing it. I feel like Fitz is very much a little bit of FTFE's little baby, and I feel like he should be allowed to pick who she gets.
I'm
All right.
imagining
I just think it's
Fitz
funny-
this whole time. Fitz has been like a ray of sunshine, but little do we know when she's like solving a problem, she's just punching the ship constantly.
Grabs a big metal rod and starts hammering away.
Yeah, and all the- we're like everyone's trying to figure out why there's like dents and all the bulkheads every now and then.
Look-
What the hell is that?
She's also like the type who's like, "What do you mean? Every time these computers explode, rocks fly out. It's fine." Boof.
Remember, there's no OSHA in space. Which works for my American
says you.
viewers. Well, yeah. No, well, I do say that because I'm the game mom, so if I say there's no OSHA in space, then that's just canon. There's no OSHA in space. Yeah. It might not be true in this real world, but this is the alternate history futures of Star Trek, where there was a eugenics war in the 90s that I don't remember from real life.
No,
No,
we're
I'm
starting
pretty
that one
sure it
about
was
2
just-
decades too late.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just last year, wasn't it, where they did the episode from DS9? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was last year.
Updated,
Yeah.
Turns out the records
The
were
Bell
just a little bit
riots.
off.
Yeah, I don't remember the Bell
Yeah,
riots.
Bell riots.
Yep, don't remember
Wasn't
those
that in
either.
like September 2024 or something?
Something like that. I believe I wished everyone over on Blue Sky like a happy Bell Riot Day or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so
that was last.
you guys are, I was going to say jetting off, but like I guess impulsing off to go find that. So you are able to find an area where the ship sensors had indicated was the source of the signal, but it is not clear the exact location, which means you're going to have to get out and start looking. You're going to have to comb the desert, as it were. Something
Great.
Tuvok
Well, I
would
think
know all
first
about.
thing, yeah. Lamford, we cannot pinpoint the signal. Can you do some scanning magic and give us some kind of direction?
Lanford rolls his eyes as if he hasn't already been scanning, and I can get that going.
All right. So let's see. Give me a difficulty 4. Let's see. Reason and a science roll there, Lanford.
Let's spend 2 momentum and give you a threat. Give me a couple extra die.
Okay. I wonder what will happen if I get that threat back up to 12.
Mm-hmm.
We all
Fitz will
died.
just explode.
All right. So that is
That's a
one
lot.
more than you needed. All right.
Good. Nice scanning, Hank.
Okay, so you can figure out which direction it's in, but it is not exactly clear within that direction where it is, so you're probably going to have to get out and look.
Hands across America.
Yeah. But we got the general direction, so let's just kind of head that way, I guess.
All right, I would like everyone to give me a difficulty 2 fitness and security check.
Fitness and...
How much
I'm
remember do we
fine.
have?
1.
And
So
this
it's
is where
difficulty
Lanford
1?
dies.
Difficulty 2. So
All right.
Tregan and Hank have failed.
I'm going to use a momentum.
Technically not Tregan. Let me fix my name.
Okay, well, Fitz...
And it didn't matter.
Okay, so those of you who have failed notice that the 15% oxygen, the blazing heat of the sun, the sand blowing around have all started to take their toll, and you are all now you now all have the trait exhausted,
Yeah.
which will basically increase the difficulty of all the tasks that you attempt by 1 until you clear that, which will take things like rest, water, I don't know, normal...
Math.
Maybe, yeah, meth might do it. Yep. Or just regular amphetamines that aren't methylated.
Hawk's getting too old for this shit.
True. Well, fortunately, he doesn't have that many missions left.
Right, so hold on. Our first officer is a racist meth addict. Is that right?
Maybe. We're not sure. We haven't seen
No,
him
he
take one.
learned racism better when he went to go and do the thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I'm not a meth addict. I'm just a recreational.
You're an enthusiast.
Yes.
All right, so you find the shattered remains, in fact, of a Tilikaal building buried mostly under the sand, but it looks like the main entrance is not too far below the sand, and some quick excavation will allow you to at least see the door.
But let's phaser the thing in the way then.
I mean, it's sand. You could just scoop it.
Yeah, let's just scoop it out of the way.
I want to use my
Let's-
phaser. Oh, for God's sake!
I don't think
Let
turning it to glass
someone
is gonna help.
younger and
Yeah, that'll
fitter
just make
do
it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, but if we turn it to glass, we don't have to pick up as many pieces.
It's true, it's one big piece that's red hot. I mean, you know.
I hear them arguing, and I just start taking.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot.
You could just flap your wings, Croc. You just start flapping your wings at the sand and get it out of the way.
That would move it forward, but anyway,
Okay.
move it back.
There is, in fact, a rectangular door that stretches down along a ramp into the ground.
Door open.
Oh no, it's
Isn't
it's
this
just an
the
entryway.
thing where I punch it and then it opens? Isn't?
No, the entryway is in fact open. It was just covered
it's
by a
already
little
open.
sand dune.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just.
All right, so I turn and look at Croc and I go, "You're the security officer."
So we better look out for lasers. I heard that was here last time.
Yeah, tricorder is out and scanning.
After you, Croc.
Is there enough room for like us to be full standing and go in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big full-size door. It's like all the other
okay.
Tilikaal
I
ruins.
just wanted to make sure that there wasn't like sand going into the.
Yeah, no, this is the H.P. Lovecraft story with the crocodile people.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll just wander in cautiously.
Okay, wandering cautiously. Got it. All right, so you, not too long in, find yourself in what seems like a control room that is very similar in design to the one on Bacchus 4 that you initially were able to access, and that, set off a system-wide destruct that destroyed every body in the system in some way or another. Borg Emporia for $5 says, "It is official. The Borg Collective is going to debate Con 5 to support FTFE. Thanks for responding to the DM on Discord. Resistance is futile."
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's surprisingly not in almost every instance on Star Trek. The
Yeah,
Borg say resistance is futile, and
unless
then
you do that thing that's going to stop us.
yeah, like going back in time or blowing up the Queen's main hub or whatever, or
Or
you know.
being Data and banging the queen.
There you go. That's
Or
why.
create an alternate timeline
She
where
was
the Borg
just
are good.
crabby and just needed a little bit of loving.
That's why I like the parody song "I Kissed a Borg" and I liked it, where the speaker is Data and the guy like has the makeup on and he's doing the whole line about her clammy skin and whatnot. It was good stuff. Well,
Yeah, that
after
guy-
this, if you're watching this, go after like my stream and FTFE stream ends. Go look up "I Kissed a Borg" and I liked it. It was a fun time. All right, so it is powered down, however. So, what is the plan?
I just quickly sweep the room to make sure like there's no traps when we turn the power on.
Is there an on switch?
So there are, in fact, buttons that you do look familiar to the ones that activated before. There are no obvious traps.
Okay, fair enough.
I look around, like, look, there's buttons. I'm not pressing them this time.
Isn't it part of the definition of a trap that it's not obvious?
I guess.
No, actually, even if you know it's a trap, if the bait's good enough, it still works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true. Like, remember with
it's-
Indiana Jones, and he was like, "This is a trap, but I'm going to put the sandbag on it anyway, maybe," and that still didn't work.
If I could quote one of the greatest minds of a generation, Hannibal,
Wait, is that-
he said the best way to deal with a trap is to spring it, and if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's the A-Team.
There we go.
Wait, yeah, but if I may quote one of the greatest minds of our generation, the Earth is sentient. I think Whitsitt said that.
Can I upset FTFE real quick?
Always.
That's. Uh-oh. Is she off to go get a giant
She's
Gleason
gonna
map?
like come in my door right now or something. Oh, I was scared.
She has a hat.
What does it say?
Is that an Oakley
Yeah.
hat?
Oh no. Oh
That's not
no.
an Oakley hat. I found it in my basement.
My hat is better.
What is that? Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yes. That's a deep cut.
That's really good.
I've got that whenever I debate him, and like I did last time on the debate, and I had it on sideways like this, and just as he's speaking, I slowly turn it around, and you just see him like looking at the screen.
Amazing. All right, so what is the plan?
So this is the control room. We're gonna need to turn on the stuff. Shelby's reluctance notwithstanding.
Yeah, he's the power.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Guy. We need him.
Athens 619 said that they couldn't read the hat. Could you read it for them, Craig?
It says, Nathan, hey, leave those kids alone.
Excellent.
Okay, so I guess I will attempt to turn it on.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Sure. All right. So you remember how to do so, and it pops to life. And you see a very similar scene to what you saw last time. There is one display that is just showing a holographic display of the Temujin system with a highlight on Temujin III, which is where you are. There is another display that seems to have a galaxy map with that same cluster of stars somewhere in the beta quadrant that the Federation has not explored that is highlighted, as well as several other highlighted stars all over the place. All over the galaxy, really.
All right.
I quickly
Captain,
take
it's
some hollow
very
to that.
Yeah, Captain, is very similar to what we had previously before the star system thing. This indicator seems to be where we are. We've got a galactic map that seems to... We've never been to that part of the beta quadrant. What do you want me to do?
Can we tell which part of this system is causing the signal? The interference signal.
That is going to be an insight and engineering check, difficulty 3.
Insight engineering, I think I should probably do that.
It can be assisted if you want. What is Fitz's insight and engineering?
Trigan.
Trigan is up at the thing.
Yeah. I was getting your attention.
Fitz.
Yeah, you're the Fitz.
sorry.
When I say Fitz, that's you.
I'm trying to watch like 7 things. Go on.
What's Fitz's insight and
it.
engineering?
Insight engineering is an 8 and a 4.
12.
Right.
respectively.
Anyone get
Yeah,
better
mine's-
than a
mine's
12?
14.
I've got 12.
Yeah, I've got 14.
I'm a side character. What do you want from me?
All right.
Why
Sounds
are
like
you
Fitz
even
and Shelby.
asking?
All right, so Fitz and Shelby, I'll say Shelby's the primary on this. Fitz, give me a difficulty 3, insight and engineering. So Fitz is 1 die,
I
and
mean,
We have no momentum. You should give him at least 1 threat, probably 3.
right, okay, I'm going to give you 3
Yeah.
threat and roll 4 dice. Here we go.
oh hey, only
Fitz, good job.
only 5 more threat
Nice.
until I can spend another 12 to summon Shai Hulud.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
so that is so it was difficulty 3. So Shelby got 3 successes, and then Fitz got 2 already, which gives us 2 momentum.
I'll help you, Commander. Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks, Fitz. Good job. Well done. Just go and check that thing over there, please.
Hey, good job. This Commander's learning. Look at those interpersonal skills.
You see me like visibly shaking, like that was really hard to do.
All right, so
Mhm.
you have, in fact, managed to figure out what controls the jamming signal, and you can turn it off if you want to. But,
Captain, we have determined. Okay, right. Sorry.
oh yeah, there's a but. If you screw this up, you might actually trigger the full system defense signal, which will destroy, at the very least, Temujin III. And so...
Right. Okay, Captain.
Blow it up. Blow
I've
it up.
got a couple of options for you here. Option 1 is I can deactivate it. However, that comes with the possibility of... You remember the thing before with the star system?
I do.
Yeah, that comes with option 1. I can't remember what option 2 is.
You just leave it, and you're gonna not evacuate everyone.
Yeah, or option 2 is we could just leave it, and the people that need our help probably won't get the help. So there's pros and cons to both. Just to clarify, option 1, possibility of new star system being exploded. Option 2, people die anyway, but not as many.
Side note for the captain, it also might be a good idea to just check the systems with our one scanny boy about what is going to happen in 2 hours.
Yeah, Hank is good with computers as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Lanford, give me options.
Let's do some
Metagaming
scans and see
pigeon.
what we got.
Well, we are also characters in the scene. We could have said something.
Right. As Lanford is scanning, the captain's communicator beeps.
This is Hawk.
Captain, this is Lieutenant Talk. The science officer, Bob Dave, he reports that there are power signatures from out of the system coming towards this planet, and they are consistent with known power signatures for Kzinti raiders.
Understood. Are they still at Red Alert?
We are indeed at Red Alert, sir.
Okay. Your priority is to defend the crew of the Boca Raton. If you need to leave the station in order to defend the people on the ground, you have my permission to do so.
Understood. Should we
All right, we're
raise
out of-
shields or charge weapons, sir?
I thought that comes with Red Alert, right?
Well, it would normally, but we're also trying to transport people through the shields and whatnot.
In
so.
that case, well, regardless, doesn't matter. Yes, go to battle stations. We'll
Aye,
be
sir.
there as soon as we can. All right, we're out of time. Shelby, I have complete faith and confidence in your abilities to get this done. You are the best that Starfleet has to offer, and you're going to accomplish this. Can I inspire him?
Yes, you may. You absolutely may. I'm going to say that lets you, at the very least, assist with a, a presence and command check right there. So if you succeed, I will reduce the difficulty of this check, which is already going to be pretty high. So you can reduce it. If the check was originally going to be difficulty 4, if you succeed, you can reduce it to difficulty 3. This is going to be a difficulty 2 check for you.
All right. My
I
inspiration
turn to the
focus.
Absolutely counts. Yep.
Okay.
I go to press the buttons, but stop, and I turn to the captain and I say, before I do this, I just want to say that it's been an absolute honor serving with you, and you have made me the best commander that I could ever be.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to... I don't want to use too much momentum, so my focus applies. I'm going to use my Star-Cross to double my focus range.
Okay.
And you said it was difficulty 3?
2 for you. It'll
Difficulty
get it
2.
to difficulty 3 for him, because it was going to be difficulty 4.
All right. I'm going to use 1 momentum to get 3 dice. Actually, I'm instead going to use my banked milestone from the Pleasure Planet.
Ooh.
And I'm going to... so that's where me and Tregan were on the dark side, threat of death at every angle.
You did some horny trauma bonding, I believe.
Right. And so I'm going to draw on the experience of being cool under pressure and projecting an aura of calm to invoke that milestone.
Wait, an aura of sexy calm.
He's injecting the Riz.
Sexy calm, yes. An aura of Riz. And so that allows me to, as if I'd burned a determination. So that gives me a die with 2 successes.
Okay, which is automatic, but you can still roll, so that way you can
generate some
momentum
for
and
him.
Commander Shelby, you never noticed just how handsome Captain Hawk is. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
All right, let's see.
And you know what, sir? Just as a side note, you've never looked so good.
That's 3 successes because one of those was under double my command.
Oh wow! So that's 3 more successes than you needed. Okay, so we now have 5 momentum. Shelby, you have a difficulty 3 daring and engineering task coming up.
Would this count as me assisting him with my command discipline?
Yes. What does that get him?
My advisor talent will allow him to reroll one of his 20s.
Nice. You have 5 momentum.
Yo, Hawk coming in clutch.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Burn it all.
Right. Well, I am going to invoke my composure focus because the inspiration the captain has given me
I agree.
has made me more laser focused than I've ever been in my life, and also
Absolutely.
his stunning handsomeness has invigorated every neuron in my body. So,
And some of the
The wind
circuits
is
too.
ruffling his hair.
There's
Yeah.
1 bead of sweat.
Where's that?
There's
traffic?
a crack of lightning and a distant thunder, and it just perfectly lights him up in a silhouette. And he's standing there with his hand on his hips, and I'm like, I can do this because he's my captain.
The lightning from underground.
Believe in the me that believes in you.
Right. So
All right.
how many momentum we got?
5.
Right. Well, I want 5 dice. So whatever it takes for that.
That's all momentum and giving me 1 threat.
Right. Here we go, boys.
Not blowing up the planet is extremely important.
And you
By
get
the
to
way-
roll one.
Craig,
And you get to reroll 1.
the complication range on this is 4.
Jesus Christ.
Didn't the complication range get brought down by the captain?
Nope, the
From-
difficulty
that
did.
was-
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
it's
there's
fine,
nothing
guys.
else I can use. Right. Here we go.
All right, so that
That's
is
3.
1 more success than you needed. However,
And
rather.
re-roll the crit fail.
Oh yeah, you
oh
can
yeah,
reroll
reroll
that.
that.
crit fail.
Yeah, you should definitely
Reroll that
reroll
crit fail.
1d20. Just /r space 1d20, or that. Yeah, that works too.
Hey!
Hey, that's 2 more
Yes!
successes.
Your inspiration worked.
He gets a
All
he,
right.
got, he rolled from a 0, which is a critical fail. He rolled a natural 20 to rolling a 2. So he got or rolling to get 2, which means he succeeded but didn't crit succeed.
All right, so you have managed to shut down the jamming signal, as well as partially shut down the destruct signal. It is still probably going to destroy the building you're in now, so I would suggest leaving. But it will not destroy the planet or the entire star system.
That sounds
Excellent.
like a win.
Yeah.
Fitz
Great
is
work,
being
Commander.
so
Time to go.
excited, just being like, "Oh my god, that was amazing, Commander! That was amazing!" She's like grabbing onto you, shaking you a little bit. As you were running
And I
away, she
actually-
trips,
hugged her
falls,
back.
eats shit, gets back up, is so
Aww.
excited.
Aw,
I
Commander Shelby
grab
hugged her.
her by the collar and
Shelby,
drag her out
this
of the
is the
building.
most character growth Commander Shelby has had in any episode.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I look at the monitor and I go, okay, good news, Captain. Solar system not exploding. Bad news. We better start running.
Running eye.
Get out of here.
All right, so you guys managed to run back to the shuttle. So let's see. And by the way, Jordan, that test would have been easier had you not been exhausted.
Really?
Well, I am pretty old.
That's what you get for running through the desert, man.
Yeah.
What
All
do
right.
we do at this point? It's done.
Yeah.
Let's move.
So, all right, you guys get back to the shuttle as the explosion starts, and I am going to want a daring and con check, difficulty 2, to avoid crashing back into the ground. Oh,
Punch
by
your
the way,
Chanos.
but that's me
I
spending a
think
couple threats.
You should take that. My daring is.
Oh,
a bit
daring. Oh, it's daring.
low.
Yeah, daring and con I've got. And I have a helm operations focus.
Yeah, that works.
We have. And how much was the difficulty? Sorry.
2.
All right. I'm
Wait,
gonna
hold
use
on.
the
If it's
primo-
you though, it's 3 because you are
Oh,
exhausted.
because I'm.
Yeah,
okay,
but
fine
I'm
then.
also exhausted, so it would also be 3 for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right. I've burned all my super cool stuff, so I'm just gonna use the 3 momentum to get me 2 more dice.
Fair enough. All
Heyo.
right. Wow, that is
Nice.
5
5
successes. Awesome. All right,
We
well,
have never rolled so well, specifically
I know.
also when Tregan is not there.
by the way, guys, you guys are rolling so well that I'm running out of, like, adventure a little early. So,
That's good.
Yeah.
We did it.
you guys are just owning this
Get
one,
this
and
whole
I don't
Klingon
know.
invasion planned.
Yeah, yeah, I'll spend 6 threat. Oh no, Klingon show. No, they don't.
Well, there's that slaver ship still nearby.
That is true. It is coming. However, you now have
Never
enough.
mind the DM.
You do have enough time to start beaming people out pretty quickly, and so
No.
you have. So between the shuttles, which can still be used, because why bother not using the shuttles if you can?
Yeah.
You guys are able to evacuate everyone pretty well. So you guys get back to the ship. Let's see. And the on sensors pops up a couple Kzinti raiders, and yeah, there is a what are you gonna do?
Hail them.
All right, a creature that looks like a tawny brown cat with scraggly fur and long whiskers, but with ears that look suspiciously like bat wings rather than regular old cat ears, appears on screen wearing a pink spacesuit of some kind and says, "Yes?"
This is Captain Hawk of the U.S.S. Lexington.
Okay.
Are you the slavers who attacked our starship?
What? No, I'm just a salvager.
Right, so you won't mind when we come aboard and ensure that none of the crew are aboard your ship.
Captain, that would be a violation of our treaty.
I don't give a shit. You attacked a Starfleet vessel, you abducted Starfleet personnel, and they're going to come back aboard. Am I understood?
Okay, roll
I've got
a
weapons ready.
roll a command and presence check right there.
What's the difficulty?
Well, normally it would be 1, but now it's 2 because you still haven't rested.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna use one of the die, and
You want
normally
a
I'm
momentum?
a lot more. Well, yeah, sorry, one of momentum. I was looking at my focuses, and I have persuasion, and I do have diffuse attention, and I'm trying to get him to not fight us. Would that count?
I feel like
One of
you
those
is
would
not
count, so-
diffusing anything, but all right.
It doesn't feel like you're trying to get them to not fight us, but okay.
It's not his fault. He's crabby from being exhausted.
Okay.
He needs an appy juice.
He's a Krabby Patty.
He needs a Snickers.
I got
he's not,
3.
He's not you and he's hungry.
Old nerdy bastard says disable their warp course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is 3 successes. So yeah, the Kzinti says, "Oh, Captain, you don't need to come aboard. We rescued some of your crew, and we were just returning them."
Oh, my apologies then. I appreciate your generosity.
Yes. Yeah, we're just conducting salvage operations, and we came across these orbiting escape pods.
Well, isn't it fortunate that you just so happened to be here?
It is. We wouldn't have been able to save your crew had we not been here, in accordance with our treaty.
Right. Put them on your teleporter pads. We'll teleport them aboard.
Absolutely.
Captain Transport is standing by.
All right. Yeah, they do in fact beam over, and yeah, it's the majority of the complement of the crew that isn't already accounted for.
Yeah.
Do they have any more?
Someone turn off the weapons before the captain orders us to fire, please.
Okay. Once they're all aboard, I'll tell the slavers, "Thank you for returning our crew. You'll be leaving the system now."
Oh, Captain, we do have a valid salvage right.
You can salvage when this ship is gone.
Understood.
End the chant.
Cool.
Okay.
Everyone's just like, everyone on the bridge is just like looking at you. the captain.
Remember when I said that Captain Hawk was unleashing the Riz a minute ago?
Photon
before-
torpedoes at the
before they
wreckage full
leave-
threat.
I want to scan their ship for human life signs.
So I'm not going to bother with the task. There are none that you can detect.
Okay.
Right.
I'll relay that to the captain.
All right. I'll
Well, thinking
tell
of air.
Lieutenant Commander Kyle to do accounting of his crew and ensure that we've accounted for everybody living or dead before we leave the system.
So he does that, and he says, well, the CO isn't here, but I suspect he didn't make it onto an escape pod. He was the last to try.
Understood. Lieutenant Lanford, let's do a sweep of the wreckage to see if we can recover any of our fallen.
Aye, Captain. I'll go ahead and scan the wreckage one more time, see if I can pick anything else up.
So yeah, as you're doing a careful and now not so time-sensitive sweep, there are, in fact, some organic remains that are probably consistent with what might be left of a human after a ship blew up. Which is not to say so
I
much
will-
a body as it is like bits of flesh and bone here and there.
Goop.
Yeah, I will forward the coordinates for all the various human debris to Commander Shelby to beam those to an appropriate location.
Receptacle. I want to beam them into coffins, basically.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very difficult to separate one person from another, but like, yeah, there's like probably a couple people.
As long as they don't get mixed into my work,
Yeah.
it's fine.
All right.
sure someone will
So
bother
I'll
to-
offer. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, Croc.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm sure somebody will bother to sift through them.
Maybe.
So we'll have a burial led by Lieutenant Commander Kyle, since he's the ranking officer on that ship, attended by Hawk, and then we will message Admiral Stoker to let her know of what we found.
All right.
Can
So-
you please inform them that I didn't explode the star system this time?
That'll be
I
noted on
will-
the secret classified report.
Yes, I'll also
Thank you.
forward all those hollows I took of the specific spot in the beta quadrant.
All right. Your
That
comms
was on
off.
the map.
Your comms officer after the service says to the captain, Captain Admiral Stoker would like to speak to you in private. She's on an encrypted channel.
Understood. Bring it to my quarters.
All right. So over in your quarters, and I'm just gonna switch which scene we're on just real quick.
How much work would Cregan have to do to bug the captain's quarters?
Probably not that much.
I want to bug the captain's quarters.
Okay, well, talk to me outside of the game, and we'll see what we can do about that. All right. So Admiral Stoker appears on screen, and it's almost seems like she's aged a bit since last time you spoke with her. It seems like it's been a rough time for her, not just you, but she says, "All right, well, so there were Tilikaal ruins there.
Yes, ma'am.
I am changing your standing orders a bit. You are going to start investigating the sector around the Bacchus system, or I suppose now what remains of it. I suspected it was a little hub of some more Tilikaal ruins, and I think I now have enough data that I can send it to you and help you identify more ruins. This is a matter of security for the Federation. We need to figure out as much as we can about this technology before anyone else does. And also, as you remember, it has at least, in a few instances, influenced some Federation citizens to even commit murder in an effort to get to one of these planets. We can't keep having things like that happen. So, as of now, your progress on your 5-year exploration mission is, well, paused, but I'm not going to add any time on to the end of it. So, but you're no longer going to be just out exploring. You're going to be investigating that local area under my direct supervision.
Understood, Admiral. If I may, given the pressing nature of this situation and how much of a threat it bears to the Federation, it may be wise to dedicate more of Starfleet's resources. The Lexington is a fine ship, but we're just one.
Recommend the Enterprise. Recommend the Enterprise. Send Captain Kirk.
I don't want Kirk up in my shit.
Wait, is the
fuck
Defiant
it up.
around yet? Or no, that's already been sent to the Mirror Universe,
No.
Yeah, it has.
No.
Look, Captain, these missions are classified, and I cannot tell you whether or not any other ships are being assigned to similar duties. However, I will tell you that you are not the only Federation asset that I am employing in this investigation. Does that help assuage your concerns?
It does. Thank you, Admiral.
All right. Do you have any more questions? They're not classified. I'll be happy to answer.
How much success is the Federation having in determining the nature of these ruins and the civilization behind them?
It's limited. Their technology is much more advanced than most things we've encountered, and it is hard to investigate, but I can assure you that your data has been invaluable.
We've interacted with Klingons and other species while investigating these ruins. How far along do you think our competitors are?
That's harder to say. Starfleet Intelligence is looking into it, but if they're also doing research on this, they are also keeping it very classified. And it is always harder to figure out their very classified research than any of their less classified things like fleet operations. So, it does seem, though, like the Federation might be on the forefront we have not detected many other polities investigating what we know to be Tilikaal worlds, or in some cases suspect. So Starfleet intelligence says that their best guess is that we're at the forefront of research into the Tilikaal.
That's good to know. Do you expect that we'll find opposition, given that information?
I don't know, but I would be prepared for it.
Understood.
You might want to increase security drills.
We'll get it done.
All right. I'm counting on you, Captain.
You can rely on us.
All right. Admiral Stoker out. And she closes the signal. Well, you guys are going to be no longer doing your 5-year exploration for a little bit, huh?
Yeah, Hawk is not pleased at that.
I
We
would
better
not
be getting
imagine
overtime
so.
pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys aren't really paid per se.
Nah.
Bullshit.
They're going to
Also-
pay us triple. 000 is still 0.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like we need to have a conversation about passing on that message to the other authorities keeping an eye on things.
All right. Well, that. Oh, sorry.
Can I get a brief scene with the captain before we finish?
Absolutely.
Just to ask him permission for the procedure. So I pressed the button on your ready room.
Should I be there for that, or you want to go by yourself?
No, you're here with me. Yeah.
Okay.
Enter.
Captain, myself,
Commander.
Dr. Tregan, yeah. First off, amazing today. You were an inspiration to me, so thank you for that. But Dr.
I did
Tregan
want to
has...
compliment you on your handling of Lieutenant Fitz. I know that there can be some personality conflicts there. You did an excellent job.
Lieutenant Fitz is an excellent officer, and I enjoy working with her. Now,
That sounded painful to say.
There's a matter of a bit of a private matter, actually. As you know, my cybernetics are needed to help stabilize my DNA, but the doctor's developed some kind of. Do you want to tell him, Doc?
Of course. I believe I may have developed a regress that might be able to enable Shelby to not have to deal with at least some, if not all, of his cybernetics.
Interesting.
But it would mean that I'm possibly out of commission, at least for a little bit, because it would be quite a major surgery. And, not that I need your permission, but obviously I would like your blessing for this to undergo, and you understand that I may be out of commission for a little bit.
How long are we talking? What sort of side effects can we expect, Doctor?
Well, depending on how well his body adapts and which cybernetics we're talking about, it's possible for us to remove, I believe, the cybernetics one part at a time, so we can watch the development as it goes. So if we remove cybernetics from his leg, it will take his leg some time to recover, but his leg should recover as per usual. Provided it does that, then we can move on to more complicated pieces of machinery. So if we need to do something to his lungs, we need to do the lungs and then see if there's any issues with his lungs. If we're going to remove some of the cybernetics in his brain, any brain-related surgery can cause complications.
Understood. Well, of course you have my blessings, but the needs of the mission and the ship have to come first. So I'll expect you to make sure Lieutenant Fitz is in position to take command of engineering while you're dealing with your issues. I will also expect... I would like this to be done sooner rather than later, given the new orders we've just received from the Admiral. If we need to evacuate you to a starbase for recuperation, that's going to need to happen before we arrive at our next mission.
We can build a schedule. I can work with Shelby to build up a schedule based on where we're going to be passing by. So if we know where we're going, we're going to be able to schedule that a lot easier. So that way we can do the surgeries in between anything that's relatively pertinent that Shelby be involved.
Understood. I wish you the best, Commander.
Thank you, sir.
All right, unless anyone else has any last things, we are going to start wrapping things up here. All right, that sounds like
Awesome.
a no. All right. So
Nope.
real quick, hey, Craig is still
I used
doing
that
his live
opportunity to
stream.
bug the commander's the captain's office.
What? How much do you have left on your timer there, Commander Shelby?
It's just dropped to 8 hours. So
Okay.
yeah, I am
Very nice.
6.5 hours into the stream, and there's 8 hours to go. So it's it's going well.
All right. All right. And does anyone have any other quick announcements before we get out of here?
You should check out these two on Debate Hub. It was really good, and I have
Yeah.
more Debate Hub stuff coming soon.
Well,
So
I
join us
have
for that, and Dapper's on the tavern. So
yeah, and I also have a show coming up on my main channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. If you are interested in young Earth creationist takes on things like linguistics, human migration, and also oddly enough things like ancient lost technology and ancient aliens nonsense. Because
Very interesting.
yeah, come check that out because we're reading at least the interesting bits of Bodhi Hodge's book about the Tower of Babel. And in case you don't know, Bodhi Hodge is Ken Ham of Answers in Genesis' son-in-law there. So yeah, that's a thing. All right.
Fun.
Yeah, it's so dumb. He's already been like, well, of course people in Noah's time could probably make hot air balloons. It's like, oh, okay. Based
they
on
could,
Probably,
but like the physics still existed, but
They
did they?
could make them. They just couldn't go anywhere with them.
Yeah.
They never used those to travel. They
And his-
just observed with them.
his evidence for this is basically the Nazca lines exist, therefore, and it's like, oh no.
So what? They had an air balloon and they dropped an anchor and just flew the balloon around to draw this.
No,
No,
they
I
were
think it's
using
like a
it to.
spotter.
Yeah, they were like surveying that
Yeah.
way. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. We will be back next Friday, ideally, with the episode Simplicity. So stay tuned. Subscribe here if you haven't, and I'll see you all on Friday. If I don't see you tomorrow, which I should, because it's going to be a good time. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.